This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hi friends, good morning. So in our today's session, we are going to talk about auto scaling. So basically in our today's session, we are going to cover below concepts, friends. What is the key scaling terms? Okay. What are the key scaling terms? We have some terms we need to understand. What is scale up? What is scale down? Okay. What is scale out? So these are the some key terms that we need to know. So initially we are going to learn these three things. Then we are going to see problems without auto scaling. What are the problems client is having without auto scaling? Okay, we already talked about auto scaling, right? What is auto scaling? So that also, if you want, I will just give you a 2 minutes introduction. What is auto scaling? Next, we are going to see need of auto scaling and how it will save cost to the customers. That we are going to see. Finally, we are going to see what Amazon auto scaling can do. Okay, what are the different how image and auto scaling can help to the customers. That is what we are going to see. Next we are going to see some AWS auto scaling concepts, some more key terms we need to know. So those things we are going to discuss here. Then here, before you launch auto scaling, right, before you implement auto scaling, you need to know launch configuration and scaling group. Those two things we are going to discuss. Okay, so this is all about our theory that we are going to discuss. Once comes to the lab, right, we are going to see how to create Linux VM with configuration script to host the app. We already have seen how you can launch the virtual missions with the configuration script so that application will be hosted on the VM automatically at the time of launching the VM. Next, come to create the image from VM. What it means is, if you see friends, in your mobile you have some training is ongoing, something, if you think something is important, what you will do, you will take a screenshot, right? So in the same way, exactly here, once you create a VM, you are going to take image out of that VM. What it means is, whatever configurations you set in this particular mission, whatever applications we have hosted in this particular VM, so all those things copy will come when you take a image out of this virtual mission. Let's say I am going to create a Linux VM and I am going to install some applications in that VM. So if I take image out of that VM, what happens is, from in that image I will have all the applications hosted, parameters, all the package will be there. So if I use this image, I can create a one more VM with the same parameters, same applications, everything. Okay, so we already talked about AMI, right? What is AMI? Amazon mission image. Okay, Amazon mission image, it's nothing but it's kind of a packaging all the required binaries to create your VM. Okay, all the package, you are packaging all the required binaries to launch the VM. In the same way, now I have created my VM. In that I have launched all the required softwares I have installed. Now from this VM I am taking the image. What is going to happen now is, if you use this image to create next image, next virtual mission, okay, first you have VM. In that VM, first thing is, you will have a AMI. From AMI you are going to create a VM. Okay, step one. From VM, after creating VM, you have installed some more softwares or some more applications in that. Okay, that is second step you have installed. Third step is, you take a image from this VM. Okay, that is called a one more AMI, image on mission image. This is created by client. As a user I have created my image. So next time if I want to create any VM, you have a multiple choice. You can use the existing AMIs, or you can use the, you have created one more image, right? That is also Amazon mission image only, whatever image you have created. So this image also you can use. So don't worry if you're not able to understand, I will show you practically. This is entire lab. Okay, next we also have seen, right, target group. It's a logical grouping of the servers to maintain for particular requirement. Okay, application load balancer, we have seen how you can distribute your load by using application load balancer. Path based uh, load distribution, traffic distribution you are going to do based on the path. Okay, that we have seen already lab, right? Next we are going to see create launch configuration. How to create launch configuration? What it means is, in auto scaling, what happens when you receive more traffic, the number of servers are going to increase. Okay, automatically it is going to create a server. But if it has to create a server automatically, it needs to understand from which AMI it has to create, what are the security groups it has to set, what are the tags it has to set, what are the configuration of the VM. All those parameters we are going to maintain in the launch configuration. Finally, we are going to create a auto scaling group. Auto scaling group is nothing but you are going to put some rules. What are the rules? Okay, so whenever CPU utilization is greater than 70%, then you launch 2 more instances, meaning the existing servers are taking more traffic, and after some time, maybe the existing servers, 1 second please. Okay, friends, fine. So auto scaling group is nothing but a, so here you are going to set the rules. Okay, in which case you need to launch how many servers. So what are your rules? Let's say when the existing servers are taking the, for the existing server CPU utilization is greater than 70, then I want to launch 2 more servers. Okay, if the existing server CPU utilization is less than 30, I want to reduce 2 servers from the existing servers. Okay, so existing servers we have 10. So out of 10, if these 10 servers, the average CPU utilization is 70%, means all the servers are working in a peak level. So then you have to launch 2 or 3 more instances. So those rules, everything you are going to set it in the auto scaling groups. Okay, so this is the lab we are going to see, friends. Finally, we are going to test it. So by increasing the, how you can, so what I'm going to do, I will put some pressure on the servers, and whether when I put more pressure on the server, when I increase the CPU utilization, whether auto scaling is working or not. Okay, when I decrease the CPU utilization, my servers is going down or not. Okay, that everything we are going to discuss. Then we are going to see scheduled action to scale out at given time. What it means is, so you can also tell that at 12 o'clock more people are going to access my website. So what I wanted to do, at 12 o'clock fixed number of servers I want to maintain, at 10 servers I want to maintain at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock I want to maintain some 10 servers, something like that. On given schedule you can maintain as many servers as you want. That also we are going to see. These all things we are going to see practically, friends. Okay, so first thing is we need to understand what is auto scaling. Anybody have an idea what is auto scaling, friends? Can you tell me? Anybody have any idea? Devashish, Praveen, Srinivas, other people.
Automatically increasing the storage capacity, anything.
Okay, so remember auto scaling is nothing but a, yeah, exactly, but here auto scaling is nothing but a, let's say if you see Big Billion Day in Flipkart or any other website, right? What happens on that particular day, we don't know how many people are going to access our website. If you are maintaining very less number of servers in the back end, what happens, the response time will take more time, right? So you will get a response after 5 minutes or after 10 minutes. So that's why if you see at 11 o'clock, if you access IRCTC, what happens, it will take more time to load than normal time, right? So because at 11 o'clock more people are going to access your IRCTC website. In the same way, on Big Billion Day, Flipkart website will be accessed by many people, but we don't know at what time how many people are going to be there. Okay, so that's why you need to automatically scale up and scale down and scale out. What it means is we have to increase the number of servers as per the number of users are making request to your website. Okay, so you have to decrease the number of servers as per the number of people accessing your website. So let's say currently 100 people are accessing your website, so I'm going to maintain 1 server. So after suddenly 200, it became 200, then I want to increase 1 more server. So the number of requests increased to 1000, then I need to increase to 10. The number of requests increased to 20, let's say 2000, then I want to maintain 20 servers in the backend. Suddenly at 6 o'clock again the number of requests are keep on reducing from 2000 to it is coming back to 1500. So now I need to remove 5 servers. Okay, so this is how you are going to save the cost. This is how you are going to save the cost, friends. Instead of maintaining the fixed number of servers, you are going to increase the servers or decrease the server based on the requirement, based on the demand, on demand. Okay, so every problem we are going to analyze here with a graphs. Let me show you. First we will try to understand the key scaling terms. First thing is scale out. Scale out means achieving scalability by increasing the number of Amazon missions. Okay, okay. Amazon EC2 instances, friends. So scale out means you are increasing the number of EC2 instances as per your requirement. So next, if you come to scale down means you are decreasing the number of EC2 instances. As I said, right, from 100 to 2000 people are accessing suddenly your website. You have to increase the number of servers from 1 to 20. Again, from 2000 requests to 2, now it became only 1500 requests. Then you need to remove 5 servers, meaning you need to reduce the number of servers, you need to increase the number of servers based on the number of requests that you are receiving to your website. Okay, so next, so scale up means for the existing mission you need to increase the computational power. Okay, number of CPUs, memory, and back and hard disk, all those things you need to increase. That is called a scale up. For the existing mission, if you increase the parameters such as computational power, then memory and EBS volume, all those things, that is called a scale up. If you are adding the more number of servers, that is called a scale out. If you are decreasing the number of servers, that is called a scale down. Remember, friends, these are important terms. Okay, fine. Now we will analyze the problem. Okay, so the problem is we have a capacity and a time. So what happens? So this is basically fixed capacity. What people are going to do? Let's imagine. So here morning 6 to 12 o'clock is maintaining fixed number of servers. Fixed capacity means maybe he is maintaining 10 servers. Okay, again here, so after from 12 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock he is maintaining like some 20 servers. Here he is maintaining 10 servers, so here he is maintaining 20 servers. After that again he is increasing. Okay, so here what is happening? He is maintaining fixed number of servers from morning 6 to 12, 10 servers. From 12 to evening 6 o'clock he is maintaining 20 servers. So is irrespective of how many people are accessing your website, what he is doing is he is maintaining fixed number of servers. Now what happens? Your actual prediction capacity is this one. So actual requirement is C. So this is the people are accessing. Initially less people, then this particular number is keep on increasing. But if you see here how much you have wasted here, how much computational power and memory, all those things you have wasted unnecessarily. You are running the servers. See, this much computational power and memory, everything you have wasted. So here also see this entire gap is totally you have wasted, because you need this much memory and these many servers, but you are maintaining 20 servers. Maybe if you see here some 12 or 13 servers is required, but unnecessarily you are maintaining 20 servers. This is case one. What is the problem here is you are maintaining fixed number of servers. Okay, here also, but if you see our traffic is keep on increasing, here this much you are wasting. Okay, clear friends, this graph? Okay, next. So next, if you see here another graph, so here this is the fixed capacity. What happens is sometimes see here number of people are keep on increasing, suddenly decreased, again increase, decrease. If you see you are maintaining fixed number of capacity here. Okay, next if you see here also you are maintaining fixed number of capacity, but whatever capacity we have, this capacity is not enough, because whatever you have expected more than that. Okay, this is prediction capacity. Okay, whatever you are expecting here, the more than expected traffic you received into your website. Maybe you are expected some 10 lakhs people are going to access your website, but suddenly in peak, this is actually sudden spike. So in sudden spike, what happened, friends? The whatever capacity you are maintaining, so that capacity is not enough, more people are accessing your website. At this point in time, what happens is your website may crash, because more number of servers, more number of requests your website is receiving, but in your backend servers are not going to handle this much traffic. So in that case, your website will go like down, okay, because your servers will crash. That's why you need. So this is the second problem. First problem is we have seen here. So you are maintaining fixed capacity, this is okay, but you are wasting here, this is okay. But in second scenario, if you see, the problem is the traffic is suddenly increased than what you have expected. So in this case, you cannot handle, there is no other way. Okay, so that's why now we are going to the next level, that is, so how auto scaling is going to help. See here, see friends, this is actually actual demand, this is the demand that we have. Okay, now auto scaling, what auto scaling will do? See, auto scaling, what it will do, when you need more servers, it is going to increase. When you don't require some servers, it will take it down. Okay, the number of servers, it will take it down. Again, it will increase. See, maintained infrastructure, so these many servers you are maintaining, the number of requests you are receiving to your website also less only here. See, the wastage of the server is very minimal here, because as per your demand, you are increasing the infrastructure. See, this is down is actual demand, so up is maintained infrastructure. So I am maintaining the infrastructure as per the requirement. So here more requirement is required, so automatically I am going to increase the number of servers. Again, it is coming down my graph, so I will decrease 1 or 2 servers. Okay, so if the actual demand is decreased, the infrastructure, the number of servers, I will decrease. So this is how you are going to helpful to the client. Suddenly there is a spike comes, let's imagine there is a sudden spike, then what happens, the number of servers also suddenly it will increase automatically. You don't need to worry, everything will be taken care by cloud provider. You just have to configure, you just have to tell, okay, maximum how many servers it can use, okay, in which case how many servers it has to increase, all those things we are going to configure it. Okay, clear friends, this is okay. So 1 second, sorry. See, so these are basically different load scenarios. Okay, one is what happens, predictable traffic. So you know at this particular time this much peak, at this time this much peak, again the number of requests will reduce, again it will increase, again it will decrease. Okay, this is one case. Second case is unpredictable traffic. See, so decrease, increase, decrease, sudden increase here, again decrease, increase. Okay, so something like that also requirement may come. So third is constantly growing, so the number of requests keep on increasing. So these three are the different scenarios that you need to handle in the auto scaling. Everything you can able to handle in auto scaling. Okay, so all these scenarios client are going to face a lot of problem if they don't have a auto scaling option. Okay, because they need to analyze, keep on analyzing their business to maintain number of servers, because servers, if they want to purchase from on-premise, when they don't have a cloud, right, they have to purchase the servers and they have to bring it to the on-premise. So in that case, they have to make an investment, upfront investment they have to make. So it will increase the lot of cost difference. Now what happens, so they no need to worry. First thing, they can put more focus on their business. Second thing is they can save a lot of amount, because they are not going to maintain fixed number of servers, they are going to enable the auto scaling. Auto scaling, what it will do, based on the requirement, okay, based on the requirement, it will keep on increasing the servers, it will keep on decreasing the servers. Okay, so we no need to involve anywhere here. Okay, fine. So what Amazon auto scaling can do for us? See, first thing is it can handle all the three load scenarios, whatever I have shown here, right? All these three different load scenarios it can handle. Second is scale out Amazon EC2 instances seamlessly and automatically when demand increases. So you no need to worry about limitations and all those things. There is no limit. It is keep on increasing as many servers as you want, okay, as per your demand. Finally, so scale down also automatically it happens as per your demand. So if it is happening scale down also automatically, what happens, so whenever you are not using server, that server automatically will be removed from your account or from that particular auto scaling group. What happens is, so that you no need to pay money, right, because unnecessarily you are not running any server. When you are not running any server unnecessarily, you are saving a lot of money. Okay, next. So decide based on the AWS CloudWatch metrics. So how auto scaling will work is, it will go and look at the CloudWatch logs. Okay, in CloudWatch it will keep on monitoring. It will check. Okay, CPU utilization is greater than 70%. Okay, when this alarm is triggered, when this is the condition met, I need to increase 2 more servers. Okay, the CPU utilization is less than 30. So when this alarm is triggered, or when this condition is met, I want to reduce the 2 servers, meaning I need to remove 2 servers. So everything will be happen through the CloudWatch metrics logs. Okay, next, auto scale your web server, that is Amazon EC2 in combination with AWS ELB. So this is what we are going to do in lab session. So what happens in our load balancer, if you remember, we have created target groups. In target groups, in our yesterday or day before yesterday sessions, we have launched only one instance. Okay, but let's say suddenly more number of payments are happening, I need to launch more number of servers into the target group. How you can do that? That is what exactly we are going to do the lab today. Okay, cost of your AWS auto scaling service is $0. Auto scaling is not going to consume any amount. It is just going to launch the servers. When you launch the servers, for the servers which you have launched, for those servers you need to make the payment. Okay, next. Here, the maximum number of launch configurations allowed for your AWS account, the default is 200 launch configuration per AWS region. So launch configuration is nothing but all the required parameters, everything you are going to keep it here. By taking these parameters, you are going to launch the new instance. So you are saying automatically it is going to launch the instance, but whether it has to launch Windows machine, whether it has to launch Linux machine, whether it has to take 8 GB memory or 16 GB memory, all those things, how it knows automatically when if it wants to launch, it doesn't know. So that's why all those configuration, it has to launch Linux machine with 8 GB memory, all those parameters, you need to keep it in the launch configuration. So when it is launching the missions, it will read the parameters from launch configuration and it will launch the servers. Next, if we modify the launch configuration, AWS auto scaling will not apply to our settings to the existing Amazon EC2 instances. What it means is, let's say currently 2 servers are running. Okay, but suddenly now you have changed your configurations parameters from 8 GB to 16 GB you have changed. So this 8 GB to 16 GB will not be applied to the existing servers. Already these servers we have launched. That's why the servers which you have launched on these servers, this is not going to apply. New parameter, whatever parameters we have changed, right? That configuration changes will not apply on the existing servers. We can attach only one launch configuration to an AWS auto scaling group at any time. Okay, one launch configuration to one auto scaling group. Remember, one parameter template to the one auto scaling group only, it is possible. Okay, so first, what is the health check? We already have seen, right? So you are going to call some path, you are going to call that server, keep on calling that server to check whether this server is alive or not. Okay, if continuously you are getting 3 times this is not healthy, then you are finalizing that this is not healthy, you are launching new server. Because auto scaling means if server not only demand, if the existing server is not healthy, it will remove the existing server, it will launch new server. That is also possible, remember. So launch configuration captures the parameters necessary to create new EC2 instance in auto scaling mode, remember. So it is going to capture all required parameters. Okay, which image it has to take, what security group it has to set, okay, what type of image it has to set, what type of instance, whether it is nano, micro, small, all those things we need to maintain. Auto scaling group is nothing but a group. So here you will have all the rules, everything you are going to set here. All the what happens is your auto scaling missions, everything you are going to manage here. From auto scaling group, you can able to see how many servers we have launched as of now, how many servers we have terminated as of now. Okay, all those things you can able to monitor. It's a kind of a management. Okay, you are going to group. Next, so what I am going to do, so client is going to make a request, this will be received by the load balancer, then there will be 2 listeners which will listen on port 80. So we'll have a target group 1 and target group 2. So we already have seen all these things. Okay, in target group 1, we are going to have only one EC2 instance which is attached to the target group 1. Now what happens is, from this EC2 instance, I will launch a configuration for payment. See, this is actually payment mission. This is the payment mission which I have hosted. Payment application I have hosted on this server, right? Okay, payment application I have hosted on this server. With the help of this particular server, I will launch a configuration. What it means is, whatever applications, whatever softwares I have installed in this mission, I will take an example of this mission and I will launch configuration. So what happens is, whenever you have used this configuration to create a new mission, that mission also will have same things which you have in this mission. Okay, so that's why take the image of this mission and create a launch configuration, then give so from this launch configuration you create auto scaling group. Auto scaling group is nothing but you have to set rules. Okay, you have set a rule saying that at any point in time I want to maintain 2 servers, then it is going to launch 2 servers. Okay, but these 2 EC2 instances, what these 2 EC2 instances, these 2 EC2 instances also going to have a same configurations what this first EC2 instance has, because with the help of example of this EC2 instance, we have created these 2 EC2 instances. Whatever softwares, whatever applications we have hosted here, same applications will be available in this EC2 instance also. Why? Because you have taken the example of this EC2 instance and you have created a launch configuration. From launch configuration parameters, you have set some rules. Based on the rules, auto scaling group will read the parameters. It will launch the servers as per the requirement. In the same way, so now in target group 2 also, create a launch configuration with the help of this EC2 instance, then create an auto scaling group and launch as per your demand. Now suddenly, let's say I want to have a scale out. Scale out, when it is going to happen, see, so till here it is going to be same. Now what happens, the more people are trying to make a payment at this point in time, more people are trying to make a payment. Now these 3 servers is not enough. Now I need to increase one more server. See, automatically it is going to increase the one more server. How it is possible, friends? Because you are going to set some rules here. So these rules are going to keep on checking, so whether the CPU utilization is greater than 70 or not. Whenever that condition met, whenever it triggered that particular alarm, it will launch a one more server, or one more server, 2 more servers, depends on requirement. Okay, so in the same way, this is a increasing the number of servers. In the same way, how to decrease the number of servers? See, till here everything is same. Okay, so till here everything is same. So currently you are running your 4 servers, right? So what happens is, the now traffic or whatever CPU utilization is reduced. Now you don't require this last server. So what happens? That server will be removed automatically. Who is going to do? Everything will be taken care by the auto scaling group. Okay, friend. So remember now what I'm going to do. Okay, see. So in this, first I'm going to do till here, friends. Okay, so what happens is, I will actually, okay, see, I will launch, first I will create 2 EC2 instances. Okay, one EC2 instance for payments, one more EC2 instance for loan. Okay, then I will create a 2 target groups and I will attach these EC2 instances. Okay, friends, so that is what we are going to do. Just to give me a minute. Okay, so fine. So what happens is, I will create a 2 EC2 instances where I'm going to launch on one EC2 instance. I will launch payment application. I will host payment application, and in another EC2 instance, I will launch loan application. Okay, so after that, I will create 2 target groups, one to monitor this EC2 instance, one to monitor this EC2 instance. Okay, So then we will create a load balancer to load to send our traffic to this EC2 instance and this EC2 instance. So whatever we have done in load balancing, same thing let me implement here. So let's go to the console, AWS console login. Okay, remember, so now what I'm going to do, okay, launch launch one EC2 instance for in EC2 instance to host payment app. Okay, so I'm going to launch one EC2 instance to host payment app. Okay, so for that, come here, go inside console. Sorry. So you just log in into the console. Here you can click on EC2 instance. Okay, you know right how to launch EC2 instances. Okay, click launch instances. Okay, so I am just taking this mission. Take this mission. Micro I want. Click configure instances. All those things we already have done, right? So you can enable the IP address, public IP address. Come down here. I need to set my configuration script so that I can host my web application at the time of launching this instance itself. So for that, come here and you can have, okay, here I have my script. Okay, this is the payment. Okay, payment script. This is the payment script that you need to use. Okay, let me go with the loan for now. What is the step I have written here? So I said payment app, right? So payment app means, okay, I will take the payment script. Take this script and you need to put it here. So we already discussed about this script, right? So you are installing, so this is a bash script. You are installing the Apache server, then you are enabling the service. Here you are creating a one folder called payments. In that payments, you are creating a one file called index.html. In this index.html, you are writing this is payment application for Cloud Pandit. So come down. Finally, you are starting the Apache server. Okay, this is what we have already discussed in detail. Click add storage. Okay, these all things done. Click add tags. Here, let me give this is name is this, you can say payment app. Okay, click configure settings. Here I need to create a one resource group, one security group. This one I can say auto scaling iPhone security group SG. Okay, auto scaling iPhone SG. So what things I need to enable is always I'm going to access my applications which I am hosting in this servers through the browser. I don't want to log in into these missions. Always I want to access the application which I have hosted in these missions through the browser. Whenever you want to access something from browser, you need to enable a port called 8080. Okay, port 80. See, HTTP port 80 I have enabled. Okay, so if you want to log in into this mission, then you have to enable SSH22. Otherwise, you can remove that. So for now, I am removing. Okay, so sometimes why I will take SSH also is sometimes if your mission is not working, then you need to log in into the mission and you need to try to debug. That's why. So you can enable SSH22 also for safer side. But when you're doing this lab, so if you are confident there won't be any issues will come, so the problem is this is a recorded session, right? If I take more time to debug and all those things, the problem will come. That's why I'm just safer side I'm enabling. But in your case, without this SSH22 also you can try to launch it. Okay, review and launch. So what it is saying, source needs to be CIDIR. Okay, so I think you need to give here. Okay, what I will do, click anywhere, something like that. Here also click anywhere, click review and launch, click launch. Okay, so if you, so these keys also we have discussed. If you want to use the existing key, you can use it, or if you want new key, then you can say create a new key pair. This key pair name I can say payment app 2205 key is 2205 05/2020. Download key pair. Okay, save it somewhere. Launch instance. So you have launched your payment app. Okay, click on the services, click on EC2 again. Okay, so this is 1 second. So let's go to the paint, friends, so that you will be able to understand clearly. So for now I have launched only one EC2 instance. This is a payment app I have launched here. Okay, payment app. This is payment app we have launched here, right? So in the same way, now I'm going to launch one more VM. This is for the loan application. This is basically for loan app, loan application. Okay, this is for loan app. I need to create it. Okay, I need to launch it. Come here, go here, click on launch instances. So click on this same mission. So micro only, we know all these things. This let me enable the public IP. Come down, I can put the script here so that you don't need to connect to this VM and you don't need to host the application directly. If you put that script here, the application will be hosted automatically. Come here, and now this is the loan application. Come here, put that one here. That's all. Just add storage, you can keep something like that. Now tag is, this is what is this key value pairs, we know, right? Already this is a loan app, so you have to say this is loan app. Click configure security. So you can use the existing security, you no need to create multiple things. You can use the same thing, auto scaling -SG. Okay, this is the one which we have created here. HTTP SSH we have allowed. Okay, port 80, port 22, port 82 access the websites which are hosted in this mission through the browser. Port 22 if you want to connect to this mission. Okay, review and create. Click launch. If you want to use the key which you have downloaded previously, you can say existing and you can select the existing key, that is this one, payment app. Okay, but this is a loan app, right? That's why I will create one more key. You can say loan app 22/05/2020. See, these many keys you no need to maintain. One key is more than enough, friends. Click OK. Now click launch instances. So now I have launched two things. One is payment app, one is loan app. Now first thing is I need to test whether whatever payment app I have hosted in this mission, whether it is working or not. Whatever loan app I have hosted in this mission, it is working or not, it is accessible or not. I need to test these two things. Okay, come here. Okay, so click on this instance, it will take you through the same dashboard. Here filter applied. Okay, remove this filter so that all the missions which are running you can able to see. So payment app we have launched first. Go to payment app, take this IP address, come here. Okay, so we already discussed all those things, that's why I'm not spending much time. You see where www.html is the default folder. Here also where www.html is the default folder. Whatever folders we have, you are creating extra, those folders you need to mention in the URL to access the website. Here you see where www.html is the default one, you don't need to mention, but after that whatever you have, these things you need to mention in the browser, in the URL, then only you can able to access these websites. So take this, put that one here, enter. See, this is payment application for Cloud Pandit, it is working. Now come back, uncheck this, check this one. Now go to loan here. Okay, click on this. Now sorry, come here. Now you need to take loan index.html, because where www.html is the default folder, you don't need to give that folder, but whatever extra you have, loan/index.html, in this case you need to see. This is what it is giving. This is loan request application from Cloud Pandit. Okay, this is also fine. You are done with these two things, friends. Okay, now what I will do, I will create a one target group. Okay, second, here I will create one target group, friends. Remember, I'm going to create a one target group. This is my target group 1. target 1. Okay, target 1, target group 1. Let me go and create target group 1. So come here, come down, you can see something called target groups. Click on target groups, create a target group. So this is the name you have to give. So what you can do, this is what payment TGD, payment target group, payment TGD. So I want to identify my instance through the instance name. Okay, instance through. So what you need to do is you need to check the payment application hosted service or hosted server is available or not. How you are going to do that? By using HTTP 80, meaning from the browser, it has to make a request to which path, friends? Payment means payments slash index.html. Okay, if you have any problem, so come here, you can directly select this one, payment slash index.html. So this is the URL it has to request. Okay, automatically it knows it has to connect to that particular payment app. In that payment app, it has to connect to, it has to go to this path. Okay, it has to go to this path to check if this index.html is accessible. What it means, this payment app is up and running, there is no issue. Next, health checks. Come down, you can able to see health checks. See here, healthy threshold 5. So what it means is every 30 seconds, see interval is 30, every 30 seconds it is going to call this particular path. If our target group is receiving the response positively, then it will think that okay, this is healthy. When it will consider this is healthy is continuously, every 30 minutes continuously it is going to invoke this particular path. If it is receiving continuously 5 times healthy, then it will declare that this mission is healthy. If the mission is continuously 2 times it is saying it's not healthy, then this will be considered as a server is down. It is going to terminate this server, existing server. It will launch the new server in the auto scaling. Okay, so timeout 5 means it will request, it will try to access this path, but if it is not responding for 5 seconds, then it will throw timeout and it will consider this server is not healthy. Okay, so if it is returning positively, okay, it is returning good result, then it will return a success code 200. Okay, click create. So I have created group 1, but see, just I created this group, but in this group I have not registered this application. Okay, this particular server I have not attached it to this target group. How to attach it? So in this target group, go to targets, click on edit. We have 2 servers. Which one you have to register? Payment app. Okay, click add register, then save it. Okay, so it's done, friends, it's done. Now what we have done is we have created target group 1 and we have attached this payment app to this target group 1. In the same way, now I am going to create one more target group here. Okay, one more target group I am going to create. This is thing. Okay, let's say this is target group 2. So this target group I will create, then I will launch, I will register this another EC2 instance to the target group 2. Here, create a target group. Here you can say loan TGD, HTTP, all those things you know. Here I need to mention the path of the loan application, how to access the loan application. So this is the path it has to go. Okay, let me put it here. Come down, same things, healthy thresholds 5 continuously. If it is receiving 5 times it is healthy, then it will finalize this is healthy. Okay, so unhealthy, all those things is fine. Click create. So you have created, but you are not attached. Okay, so this is not payment target group, it should be target loan target group. Here if you see, there is no instance IDs. Okay, click edit. Now you need to register loan app, add register, come down and you can save it. Now what happens, friends? Now you have created target group to attach this loan application server to the target group 2. Okay, now I am going to create a load balancer. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a something called load balancer. Which type of load balancer? This is a application load balancer. Okay, we have already seen the difference between application load balancer, how to launch, come here. So go to load balancers, click on create a load balancer. So application load balancer, you can give this is my application LB load balancer. Internet facing means this particular load balancer you can access it from the browser. Okay, remember. Next, come down here. So IPv4 only. Okay, we are going to use. Next, how you are going to listen. So you have to create a listeners as per your requirement. But for application load balancer, you can have a only one listener, or that is up to you. But in network load balancer, we have seen based on the port number, you can have a multiple. Based on the port number, you are going to distribute your load. Okay, but in the application load balancer, the distribution is going to happen based on the path. That's why I'm going to use a only one listener, that is port 80. Okay, remember. So I have created a listener, only one listener, which is going to be it is going to work for these two target groups, same listener. Okay, so this is, you can say, listener one, same listener. Here also we are using same listener one only. Okay, listener one. So what is the port it is hearing? So port 80, remember. Okay, it is taking the request based on the port 80, friends. Here also it is based on the port 80 only. Okay, you can see here port 80. Okay, next. So this particular load balancer is going to access the servers which are available in which regions. So that may be AP South A, here. So our load balancer, we are allowing load balancers to launch the instances, or sorry, to access the instances which are available in this availability zone. We are allowing load balancer to access the servers which are available in this load balancer. If you don't want to allow load balancer to access the servers which are there in this availability zone, you can uncheck. But I want to allow my load balancer to access all the servers which are available in these all availability zones. Come to configuration settings, click configure settings. Here you need to select the security group. What is the security group we have created? This is the one. You can uncheck this default. We will go with the auto scaling -SG which we have created. Click configure settings. So now see, I'm trying to create a load balancer. As part of that, I created a listener and it is hearing port 80. Now you have to attach target group 1 and target group 2. See, now this is already, this particular connection happened. One second. See, this thing happened, right? So this is already done. Okay, this is already done. This connection already, as part of application load balancer only, we have created this listener. This is done. But from listener to target group, this connection we need to do now. Okay, how to do that? See, here you have to say you want to create new target group or existing. We have created existing. So which one you want to select? Payment target group. So currently I have attached, okay, I have attached payment target group. Okay, remember payment target group. Okay, that's all. Okay, so it is healthy checks. Health checks will be performed by accessing this path, and it is going to make access through HTTP 80. All those things we know. Click register, click review, and click create. So now what happens? This is what we have done. Okay, so what happens? Whatever request you are making through this particular load balancer, whatever request you are making through this load balancer, all request will go to target group 1 only. But now you need to change this target group 1 to, so you have to tell, so based on the path. Okay, if the path is having payment, okay, then I want to move my target to here. So if my target is having loan, okay, then I have to forward it to this. I have to tell, so this connection I need to establish, and I have to tell not only default, whenever payment comes, then only it has to go to the payment app. That also you need to tell. Okay, when we have /payment, then only I need to move it to the target group 1. Whenever so my requested URL is having loan, then I want to move it to this target group. That you have to do. How you can do that? So in load balancer, go to listener. See default here you can see forwarding to the payment TGD. All the request you are forwarding to the payment TGD, meaning this target group. Okay. Now click on view/edit rules. Now you need to edit one more rule. Click edit. So click insert. So what is the rule? Whenever my path is having /loan star, then this request I want to forward it to loan TGD. Okay. Now save it. In the same way, insert one more rule, that is in path. Whenever we have a payments star, then I want to forward this kind of request to payment TGD. Save it. So now we have a default condition. When these two conditions not met, it will go to the payment TGD. And next thing is, when your requested URL is having payment, then that request will go to the payment TGD. When your request URL is having loan, then that will go to the loan TGD. Okay, so now we will check whether it is working or not. We will check now. Okay, so now we have edited. So in this edit, what we have done, we have established the connection. We are forwarding the request whenever we have a loan, we are forwarding to the target group 2. Whenever we have URL with payment, then we are forwarding to the target group 1. So don't confuse. This target group 1 is nothing but what is the name I have given here? What is the name I have given here, friends? I have given here some other names, right? So what is the name I have given is, it's a payment TGD, payment TGD target group. This is a loan TGD, loan TGD I have created. Okay, fine, remember. So come here, check. So our load balancer is active. Come to description, take this DNS name, put it here and say here loan/index.html, enter. So loan application is accessible. If you're putting here payments, enter. One second, payments spelling mistake, one second. The payment application is accessible, meaning when you are accessing with the payment app is accessible. When you are using loan, okay, so the loan requested application from Cloud Pandit is accessible. Clear, friends? Okay, so now what I wanted to do, I have a payment app and loan app, right? So these are the EC2 instances. I need to go to this particular EC2 instance. From this EC2 instance, okay, so remember, from this EC2 instance, I need to create a something called image out of it. So from this loan, I need to create a one image out of it. Okay, the names for that I will give is payment image img. For loan, I will give here loan img. I will give. Okay, so let's come here. Let's come here. Go to EC2 instance. I will tell you why I am doing that. Okay, go to EC2 instances. So you need to create an image out of it. What you are going to do when you create image out of it is, so if you go to here, okay, if you go to AMIs, okay, so here you can see public images, okay, and private images. You don't have private images, but public images also. You have all these images provided by your AWS, okay. But if you see here, owned by me, I don't have any images. I want to create my images. So can somebody tell me when we are going to use this AMIs? I need to understand whether you understood or not. Can you tell me when we are going to use this AMIs? Tell me, friends.
When you want to copy a server's image, so that time we can do it.
When we want to
a replica of a server or copy of a server.
Yeah, exactly. So if you see, this is the kind of a template, friends. It will have all the binaries, required binaries, okay, packages. You are going to use this particular image to create a new image, exact replica. right? So in the same way, these are the different images, but I have created my EC2 instances. Two instances are running. These two instances, if you remember, I have launched some applications inside. I have hosted some application. In loan app, I have hosted loan application. In payment app server, I have hosted my payment app. So I need to create my image out of these servers. How to create image out of this server? Select it. Okay, click actions, click on images, create image. Okay, here you need to give the image name. What is this? Loan IMG. Okay, that's all. Okay, click create image. Okay, that's all. Next, select this, click on this. Okay, click create image. Here you have to see it's a payment IMG. Just click create image. So you have created two images. Now come to AMIs. Okay, these are public images owned by me. See, these are the two images owned by me. So what it is still pending. It is creating image out of it. Okay, remember, it is creating image out of it. Okay, it is going to create now. Okay, that is okay. Okay, that is okay. Now what you need to do? So you are going to have a now launch configuration you need to create. Okay, what you are going to create now? Launch configuration. You need to create launch config. Okay, remember friends, launch config you need to create. Here also you need to create a launch config. Okay, launch config. So launch config you are going to launch it here. Here also you are going to launch. But how you are going to create launch config is, so whenever you are going to create a launch config, you have to tell the required parameters. All the parameters I want is, whenever I want to create a image, whenever I want to create a new instance, we need image, we need some security groups. All those things I need to put it here. So that's why when I'm creating launch config, I will tell this is the image you use, and I will select the required security group and required other parameters what it has to keep it in this configuration. In the same way, when it is creating a launch configuration for payment, it has to use this image, and I will show you what security group it has to select and what are the other things it has to select. Okay, this is launch configuration. What is the name I will give when I am creating launch config is, I will give the name it as payment template. This name I will give something called payment template, because it's kind of a template which is going to have all parameters. That's why I will use this name is payment template. Let me put it here outside. Okay, payment temp. In the same way, here I will say it's a loan temp. Okay. Loan temp. This is the payment temp. Friends, don't forget it's a payment temp. This is a loan temp. I'm going to create it once my images are ready. See, my images are available. Now, how to launch configuration? How to create launch configuration? Come here, click on launch configuration. Okay, create a launch configuration. Okay, now you need to select AMIs. So do you want to take this? No, my AMIs, go to my AMIs. See, you have created two images. So these images I want to create. First I will go with the payment. Click on payment image, and same micro I want. Click configure. So this is the template name. Okay, this is payment template. Okay, I will use payment temp. So request spot instances, we already discussed. Spot instances means for the less cost you are going to bid. Okay, so monitor, if you want to send the logs to the CloudWatch, you can do it. If you want to host anything that is required some IAM role, you can create IAM role and you can attach it here. Okay, go to advanced details. Here these are the things you are going to use default, because you no need to touch these things, because whatever you have attached image, in that image all the required things will be there. Okay, you no need to change these things, you can keep it default values. Okay, next click on add storage. Here same storage I will go. Security group, we will use the same security group. Let's not create a new one. let's use the same security group, that is this. Click review. Okay, now create a launch configuration. So when you are launching the configuration, you are going to use the keys. So this time what I will do, you can create a new key. Okay, for sure 100% you can create new key, or you can use the existing key. The existing key I will use payment app key. Okay, because this is also one more mission of the payment application hosted mission. That's why I will use the same key. Okay, I'm acknowledging that this key is already there with me. Then click create launch configuration. Okay, now we have created launch configuration with the payment, image, and other security groups, all those things. In the same way, I need to create a launch configuration with loan image. How to do that? Come here, go to EC2 instances, come down, click on launch configuration, because I can go from there itself, but you will get confused. Okay, click create launch configuration one more. So do you want to use this? No, my AMS, this time loan image I want to use, micro only. Then I have to say here, this is loan temp. Okay, so all these things we have seen, add storage, same storage, configure, can use the existing security group. This is the one which we have created. Click a review, click configuration. So what I will do this time, I will say this is loan app, right? So I will say this key is there with me, create launch configuration. So that's all, close it. Okay, so now you have created this launch configuration also. Okay friends, now what we are going to do, we are going to create auto scaling group. Okay, so how you are going to create auto scaling group? From here, with the help of launch configuration, this parameter I am going to create a one auto scaling group. In the same way, I am going to create a one more auto scaling group here by taking, okay, by taking this particular launch configuration. So the name of this one is, I can say, payment group. So payment group, this is a loan group. Okay, so I'm going to create these two groups now. Go to console again. So first let's go with the payment group. Okay, and check only payment configuration. See where I am, launch configuration. From this launch configuration you need to create a group. So select this, create a auto scaling group. Okay, this auto scaling group I can say payment group. Okay, so how many instances we want to maintain at all the time? Currently, see whatever mission we have in this payment target group, right? This is not comes under payment group. This is not comes under auto scaling. Okay, remember this is something extra. If you want to remove it, you can remove it at any time. But from auto scaling, at any point in time, how many servers you want to maintain? Fixed number of servers. Let's say always I want to maintain 2. So now what happens? 2 more servers are going to launch in this payment target group automatically. So it is not going to launch into the payment target group. You have to tell that, can you launch 2 fixed number of servers in the payment target group? How you can do that? So this is the network, and here you have to tell in which subnets you want to launch these instances. I want to launch the instance in this and then this one. Okay, only in these 2 subnets I want to launch. I don't want to launch in this particular subnet, because in this subnet we don't have micro instance types. That's why instances will not be, you will not be able to launch in this particular subnet. That's why I'm not checking. Okay, come to advanced, you have to use the load balancing. So because if you remember, see, you are using load balancing. In this load balancing, so this auto scaling has to launch the instances in this target group, payment target group. That's why come here and select target group is payment target group. In this payment target group, maintain minimum servers is 2. Always maintain 2 servers. I'm saying starts with 2 instances, meaning what it is going to do, immediately once we launch, once we create payment group, it is going to create 2 instances in this payment target group. Remember. Okay, come down. Okay, remaining things you can leave it as default for the health checks, all those things. So this is grace period. Let me reduce this grace period to something what you can do, okay, let it be, but it will take more time. That's what I'm thinking. Let's put something 120 seconds. Click. So yeah, what is grace period is before it terminates the instances, it is going to check. Okay, it is going to check how much. Suppose some request it is serving, it should not delete immediately, right? It is going to wait for 120 seconds. Sorry, this is not that one. So grace period is, what is this about? Okay, so grace period is something. So before it start checking the health, right? Before it start checking the health of the instance, it is going to wait for 300 seconds, because your instance is not up and running. If you keep on checking health of the instance, it will throw it is not healthy, it is not healthy, it is immediately going to delete it. It should not happen. It has to wait some 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it can start checking the health of the instance. That's why grace time is 300 seconds. Okay, remaining things you can leave. So if you don't want to delete somebody manually, okay, you don't want to allow something somebody to delete the instance, if you want instance protection, then you can enable all those things. Okay, so for now I don't want to keep all those things. Click on for scaling here. So I want to maintain a auto scaling, right? Click on this option, come down. See here you are saying how many servers you want to maintain. Minimum 2. Okay, because we have said here minimum servers is 2. I want to say up to 6. It can launch up to 6. Minimum is 2. If load is increasing, I want to maintain up to 6. 6 I have given. Okay, click on this. Okay, so here you can see something called increase group size or decrease group size. When you want to increase the number of services, you need to select a. So here you can say it is increase it, you can say scale, increase servers. So this is the my rule. So increase the server. When it has to increase, add new. So this is the alarm. So what it is going to do, whenever it is increased in servers, it will send a notification. I don't want to send a notification, so I'm going to put some condition. Average CPU utilization is greater than 60%. Okay, for at least 1 minute. Okay, for at least 1 minute, it is going to be, it is continuously 60%. CPU utilization is 60%. Then it is going to trigger a alarm. Okay, it is going to trigger a alarm. So just create alarm. When this particular alarm is triggered, see here you have created alarm. Okay, CPU utilization is greater than or equal to 60 for 60 seconds. Continuously 60 seconds, your CPU utilization is 60%. Then I want to add 2 more instances. Add 2 more instances. Okay, this is what add 2 more instances. Come down. Okay, here you need to say decrease group size. Okay, decrease group size. So how many instances you want to decrease? So this is a decrease. Okay, decrease servers. So when it has to decrease, add new alarm. The alarm is it should not send a notification. For me it is not required. Whenever CPU utilization is less than or equal to 40, okay, so for continuously 1 minute, then I want to trigger this alarm. When this alarm is triggered, I'm going to remove one server, or up to you. So let's remove 2 servers if you want to remove. Okay, how many servers I'm removing? I'm removing 2 servers, friends. Okay, that's all. These are the rules we set. Click configure notification. If you want to send any notification, you can add that. We don't want configuration key and value pairs. If you want, you can do that. Click review. Click create auto scaling group. This is first group we have completed. Payment group we have completed. Okay, so click close. Okay, see you are in auto scaling group. So if you come down here, check activity settings. See there are 2 instances. It is already started because minimum instances we launched is 2. It has to maintain always. You can see here in this group you said 2 minimum instances. Desired is 2. Sorry, minimum is 2, maximum is 6. The desired is 2. So this is with respect to the payment group. Now I want to create a loan group. How to create loan group? Again, you have to go to the launch configuration. Go to launch configuration. Select loan template to create a auto scaling group. Here you can say it's a loan group. Okay, how many servers I want to maintain? Here I want to maintain 3 servers. Okay, see here in this we have said, so fixed is okay, minimum is 2, okay, maximum is 6, okay, increase 2 whenever some peaks values comes, okay, something peak comes, increase 2, decrease also 2, and always maintain desired, always maintain whether load is more or less, doesn't matter, always maintain 2 servers. Desired is 2 you kept here, don't confuse, desired is 2 I kept here. In the same way in this loan group, what I'm saying here, fixed is, so minimum I will use something 3, and maximum I will use something 5, and increase I want to increase to 1, and I want to decrease to 1. Okay, finally desired is also going to be the minimum always going to become your desired. Remember, see here minimum is 2, that's why desired is 2. Here minimum is 3, that's why desired is 3. So here I am saying minimum, so start with 3. Okay, where and all I want to launch? In B and in A. Okay, you have to go into advanced settings. Here you need to enable, so whatever this group is launching servers, where it has to launch, in this load balancing we have a target group, that is loan TGD, there it has to launch. For that, select receive traffic from load balancer, target group is payment, loan TGD. Remove this, put here loan TGD. Okay, so we have seen just now this grace period, right? Grace period is 300 seconds, something we kept. Okay, click configure scaling. So use the policies to adjust, click on this. So here you need to tell minimum and maximum I said 5, right? So minimum 3 to 5, see, minimum 3, max 5 I said, so that's why minimum 3, max 5. Click on this. Okay, here you need to set the one more alarm, or if you want to use the same alarm, you can use the same alarm, but let's create a, so this is also, you can keep names everything default, click add new alarm. So I don't want to receive any this, and the CPU utilization whenever 70% continuously for 1 minute. Okay, then I want to create an alarm. When that alarm triggered, how many servers I want to add is only 1, so that's why I said increase 1, decrease 1 only, increase 1, so I'm increasing only 1. So come down, so I need to create one more alarm, uncheck this, I don't want to send notification, less than or equal to, this is something 30. Okay, I want to for continuously for 1 minute create alarm. When this alarm triggered, what it has to do, it has to remove one
No, Malay, your voice is not audible.
from when, friends, just now or from, are you
Just
fine now?
1 minute before. Yeah, right now it is fine.
Okay, so I got call, so that's why it's got disconnected maybe. Okay, fine. Can you tell me how many servers our payment group, auto scaling group, is going to launch in the payment TGD? Guess it, friends. Minimum we have given 2, so that's why it is going to launch 2 more servers here. Okay, 2 more EC2 instances. Remember, why 2 more EC2 instances? Because whatever instance we have already in this is not comes under this group. Okay, so this group responsibility is to maintain minimum 2 servers, so it will always check whether from my end 2 servers I provided or not. In the same way, for this we have said 3 servers it has to maintain, so it might have launched these 3 servers in the loan TGD, 3 servers in the loan TGD. We are going to check whether it has launched 3 servers or not. Okay, 3 servers should be there here. Okay, let's go and check. Close. Okay, now so these are the groups, right? So first, see, if you launch configuration down, you will have a auto scaling group. Once you click on that, you can able to see the 2 groups which you have created. Okay, see the 2 groups which you have created, you are able to see, right? Loan TGD and payment group, loan group and payment group. Go up here, you can see select loan group and check how many servers it has launched. 3 successfully, 3 servers it has launched. See, launching a new EC2 instance, launching new instance. Okay, loan group launched 3. Okay, that is what we have expected, 3. Okay, because minimum is 3 and desired also going to be say 3 then. So 3 instances it has launched. Now go to payment group, uncheck this, come to payment group and check how many it launched. 2 successfully. So 2 launched. So now if you go to payment TGD, how many servers will have under payment TGD? Total will have 3, because one is we have launched at the beginning. Now we have 2 more. In the same way, loan TGD will have total 4. Let's go and check in the target groups. Go to target groups. Okay, select loan TGD. Go to targets. See here, total how many you have, friends? 1, 2, 3. So this is the loan app which we have created and registered manually. But 1, 2, 3, these are from the auto scaling. Okay, next. Come down. So uncheck this, select payment TGD. Go here and check now how many you have here. 2 launched from auto scaling and 1 is from the manually we have registered. But this particular instance you can unregister at any point in time. That is up to you. Okay, how to unregister? Click edit. Okay, select this. Okay, remove it. That's all. You can remove it if you want. No issue at all. Okay, but let me keep it now. Okay, now so we have almost completed most of the things. Now we need to test it. Scale up and scale down. We need to test it. Oh, sorry, scale out and scale down. We need to test it. How to test it? Come here, go to auto scaling group. Okay, in this auto scaling group, okay, in this auto scaling group, select loan TGD basically. Okay, go up. Okay, let's click on this. Okay, loan TGD. Here, friends, see, don't confuse here. So I selected loan TGD. Let me go up here. So in this loan TGD, so 3 servers launched. Go to scaling policies. Here you have a conditions. What is the condition here? Increase group size whenever CPU utilization is greater than 70. Okay, I need to test it. How to test it? Click here, click execute. Here you need to put something more than 70 means let me use 80 CPU utilization and execute it. Okay, now I execute it. So now what it has to do, whenever the CPU utilization is greater than 70, that is I have provided 80, it has to add one more capacity, one more server it has to add. So whether it is adding one more server or not, let's go to activity launch. Okay. Loan changed. Okay, I think you just have to wait for 5 minutes, then it will be available, friends. Wait for some more time so that everything will be available. Yeah, I think it is not changed yet. Okay, we need to wait for 5 minutes. Now the time is 8:28, so we will wait for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I will keep checking, okay, when it will be available. You can say because we have given, right, so at least 5 minutes it is going to wait before it fully operational. Okay, that's why it is not launching, but we will be able to see. Okay, so this one we can test it here. We are going to test it now anyhow. And what happens is finally in this loan group, how many servers are running? Maybe what happens, auto scale out will happen, scale down will happen, some servers will be terminated, some servers will be launched. But you want to check the servers which are active, which are running. Click on this. You can see These are the services which are in service. Okay, these are healthy. Okay, friends. So you can able to check in this tab what are the servers are available. Okay, so maybe you will keep on terminating and creating, right, because of the auto scaling option. So in that case, you can check what are the services, what are the instances which are running here. Next, monitor, here you can able to see the here all the monitoring things. Next, notification, you can create a notification if you want. Tags, here you need to create a schedule. So schedule is basically, suppose if you want to launch some 10 servers at particular time, then you are going to create a schedule action. This is also I'm going to create it, no problem. So come to scaling options. Let me try it again. I know it might come up. See, now it is changed from desired 3 to 4. See, it is actually what it is saying. Instances may be in a process of launching or terminating in order to match desired capacity. Okay, now you see it is working now. Okay, go to activity. See, not yet in service, but it is launching. It is launching the server. Okay, when it is going to launch, it will take some 5 minutes because we have given warm up time is some 5 minutes. What it is going to do is it is going to wait for 5 minutes, then it will be fully operational, this particular service also. Now if you see what time we have launched it, 8:31:37. At this particular time we have launched it, friends. Okay, remember. Next. Okay, now I will go to payment group. Now see, I'm going into the payment group. Go to payment group. Now I want to execute here also. Here, if you remember, friends, in this, right, so whenever CPU utilization is greater than 60, I am going to add 2 more instances. See, currently desired is 2, but when I execute this alarm, what happens, it will increase 2 more servers. That then it will become desired capacity becomes 4. Okay, see, now when I execute this one to 70, okay, more than 60 means I'm giving 70. See, automatically desired it became 4, and it is in a process of terminating or launching. So now it is launching. So refresh it, it will come. Don't worry, it will come, friends. Okay, let's wait, it should come here. Okay, this is the first alarm. I think let me execute one more time. 80, let me give here. Okay, so let's wait some time so that it will show here, friends. Okay, everything will be shown here. See, in loan, okay, just refresh it. Okay, that is not a problem. This simple normal error only. Okay, so waiting for instance warm up. This is in loan group, but in payment group also it should come. See, not yet in service, but 2 instances launched. Why 2 instances launched? Because whenever this condition met, it has to launch 2 servers. That's why it is launching 2 servers. Remember, friends. Okay, now these servers will be launched. These servers will be shown here success after exactly 5 minutes. What is time now? 8:31. So if we add 5 minutes to it, it is going to be 8:36:37 seconds. Exactly at this time, you can able to see status is successful because it is in a warm up period. Warm up means it is going to take some time to launch the instance, friends. That warm up time we have given is 300 seconds. If you want to change that warm up time, you can decrease and you can do all those things. How to decrease the warm up time? So now come to scaling policies, come down, you can see actions, click edit. See here, instance need warm up time. You can decrease to 120 seconds. So something like that, you can able to do it. Come to activity here, click refresh. but this is already so under the previous conditions, so it will take 5 minutes to warm up. But whatever we have changed, right, with these changes, next time when it is launching the new instance, it will not take that much time. Okay, then come here. See, these are also in warm up, so just you have to wait for 2 more minutes. Already I think 1.5 minutes if you wait, so this will come into the operation. So what are these instances? All these things, these are the EC2 servers. Okay, instances. Come to instances, you can see all some 10 or 15 servers now. 4 plus 4 and all those things. See, all these are running here because all these will be launched automatically by your auto scaling group. Okay, come to auto scaling group once again. So now time is 8:35, 48 seconds. Let's wait few more seconds. Okay, so 8:31, exactly at 37 seconds. You can able to see, right, start time when this particular request has received 8:31:37. Okay, so at exact that time, see now if you refresh this, it will show as successful. See, it is successful because it is ended exactly at this particular time. Okay, this is, it is already created, friends. Now this loan group means this particular server will be attached to where? Okay, one more server added, that server will be available here. Now total number of servers which are available in the loan TGD is 5 because through the testing we have added one more. Okay, now go, come down, click on target groups. Okay, click on loan TGD, click on targets. So you can see total 5 now, total 5. Okay, so one more instance launched just now. Okay, remember. Now go to your auto scaling groups again. Okay, now let's go to our second type, that is payment. A payment group. So in this payment group, in payment group activity history, see these two are coming up. So these will be available exactly at 8:39. Okay, friends. So 8:33:59, exactly 8:34. So this instance will be available at 8:39 exactly. Okay. So refresh it meanwhile. So but it will be available exactly at in next 30 seconds. It will be available. Okay. Now if you go to payment app and check, so how many in target group, how many are available? You try to check in payment TGD. See, currently it is showing total 5 here also because these are came up into the healthy, I think. Go to auto scaling group. Those came into the successful. See, these are successful. That's why those are showing in the TGD. Okay, target groups. Okay, here also as per demand, 2 more added here also. Okay, 2 more added here also in the payment group. Now we have increased. Now I want to decrease. Okay, let's see whether it is going to work or not. Okay, so come down, select payment group. Okay, so go to scaling policy. Okay, go to scaling policies. Okay, so I want to decrease. See, decreasing servers is here. So when you are going to decrease, when your CPU utilization is less than 40, then you want to decrease 2 servers. Let's give this as a 30. and execute it. So come to activity history. Okay, that alarm will be triggered in a while. Just you have to wait a while. Okay. Okay, that will come up. So meanwhile, I will go to loan group also. Here also, oh, I think where I have done previously. Oh, I executed here, friends. Where? Okay, see, sorry, in payment group only connection draining. So what it is doing is it is terminating two instances. What is this connection draining is? So if before it terminate two instances, right? So it has to wait some time because maybe some request are keep on serving. Maybe in next 5 minutes those requests will be fulfilled. So that's why before it terminates the instances, it has to wait for 5 minutes. That connection draining also will take some 5 minutes. Okay, so that's why it is connection draining. These instances will be terminating. So when it will be terminated after 5 minutes, that is called a connection draining. Okay, this will be configurable. But in the same way, loan group also, what happened? Automatically it understood there is no CPU utilization for more than 50%, like less than, so sorry, it found the CPU utilization is less than 50 already. That's why automatically it is decreasing one instance. See how many instances it is going to decrease? One. When it is going to decrease one instance, when the capacity, when the CPU utilization is less than 50, it is automatically going to decrease one instance. That is what it is doing here. Automatically, we have not executed, we have not tested here. Automatically it verified our metrics and it understood that CPU utilization is less than 50. That's why it is draining automatically. Okay, next, now come to scheduled action. In scheduled action, this is going to work in a UTC time. So what is UTC time? Now you have to check. So UTC time is 3:12 a.m. So come here, you need to create a schedule. This is, I can say, my first schedule. Okay. Schedule. So here minimum servers we already have something, maximum servers we have something, right? So let's say first thing where I am creating in loan group. So in loan group, minimum servers is 3, maximum servers is 5. So I will give same thing here. Okay. So create a schedule. This is loan schedule. Okay, minimum is 3 and maximum is 5. You can give 5. So I want 5. I want all the 5 servers at what time? At what time you want, friends? Only once. At what time exactly? 8:30 today. Okay, on this particular day. So it decreased to today. So today is 22. Exactly 8. What is time now? We have seen 3:12, right? So you have to put here 3. So instead of 12, you can put here something 16. Exactly at 3:16, 3 o'clock 16 second, 3 o'clock 16 minutes, we are going to see there will be 5 servers will be come up. So there won't be warming and all those things. Directly it will launch 2 more instances. Currently it is running 3 instances and maximum it can take 5, right? We have taken here desired also 5. I want all the servers to be run at this particular time. So it is going to launch all the servers at 8:46 we have given. 8:16, right? Okay. 1 second. Okay, our time 8:46. Okay, our time 8:46, but in UTC time that is something 3:15 or 3:16 we have given. Okay, that is fine. So now go to the activity history. In loan group, we'll focus only on loan group. Okay, so let's wait. So this will be terminated automatically. See, in progress to terminate. It is going to terminate in a while. So if you keep verifying, this will be terminated. Now one more point that you need to notice, friends, when it is terminating the instances, it is going to terminate the instance which is launched at the beginning. So recently, whatever instances it has launched, those instances it is not going to terminate. The instances which it has launched previously, those instances it is going to terminate. See, it is terminated. Here it is launched. So 4 instances launched and 1 is terminated. Total currently it is running. There are how many instances are running, friends, now? Tell me how many are running now. So total 4 launched. Out of that, 1 is terminated. Only 3 are running. What are those 3? Go to instances to see the 3 running instances. These 3. Okay. So exactly at 8:46, it is going to launch 2 more instances because currently it is running 3 instances. At 8:46 exactly, it is going to launch 2 more instances in next 22 seconds. Let's wait. See, executing schedule action, loan schedule. It is started executing. Okay, executing successful. Go to instances. Instances will come. Okay, now execution scheduled action is done. See, it is started launching immediately. Okay, these will be available in a minute only. These things will not take much time. These are scheduled action, right? These will take effect immediately. These will launch immediately, friends. See, these 2 are launched successfully. Now come to instances, refresh it. You'll be able to see total 5 instances running. Okay, so everything you can able to do it, friends. Okay, so any other questions, friends? Okay, so this is what we have done, right? So we have launched instances, all those things we have done practically. Okay, any questions, friends? Any questions?
Yes, Malay, one question here. That scheduling, when we are doing, we are forcing it to launch all the 6, all the 5 and 1 plus there. 6 actually, it will actually, so there is no load balancing, nothing is there. Suppose the number of concurrent user right now decreases from 2000 to 100. After that also, as we have scheduled.
Yeah, if you schedule it, it will take because there is no condition there, right? Okay. So next thing, yesterday when we were discussing load balancing, that day I have explained you, right? So what happens when you have a more number of servers here? So our distribution will happen in a round robin fashion. So first request will go to this mission, second request will come here, third request will come here, fourth request, fifth request, sixth request, seventh request, eighth request, 9, 10, 11, 12. So round robin fashion, it is going to distribute the traffic. So this here you are increasing the number of servers because the existing capacity is not enough, but load balancing will be applied on this. Okay, so automatically this traffic will be distributed across all the servers.
Okay. And whatever today's concept, it is specifically to scaling.
Yes, scaling. But I have used with the load balancing. So that's how in real time we will use load balancing. With load balancing, we need to use.
We can give real-time example, Flipkart, Amazon, when Big Billion Day is coming, that time scaling.
Exactly. Correct. So what happens, many people are trying to make a payment. Many people are trying to search for particular products. So many people are going to search for products. Less people are going to make a payment. At some point in time, we don't know. Many people are trying to make a payment. So at that time, you need to increase the servers. So this will be helpful to the business because they no need to worry about infra. They can completely focus on their business.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you.